can't do this in an electric Camaro. Like that's the whole thrill of the car to me, just to make noise, be fast. Oh, what's going on YouTube? Q back here again with another video for you. Today's video, I'm about to talk about this 2024 Camaro. So they talked about it like a year ago, and then it just resurfaced again this week. So I'm about to get my thoughts on that and what we know so far. So they're saying it's going to be an electric sedan. So what do I think about that? We'll find out. But before I jump into that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, browse the channel. Let's jump into it. Finally about to install these license plate bulbs. They've been sitting in the car for months. I think it was probably the first mod that I did buy, but I just haven't gotten around to installing them. So let me do that right now. Two minutes later, we're all good. Looks much better. So my reverse lights and my license plates bulbs, like I did those a long time ago. The reverse lights, so they were white. But the license plate, the tag lights, the tag bulbs, they were still incandescent, so I replaced those with LEDs. So my reverse bulbs are incandescent, and now my license plate bulbs are LED, but they both should shine of the same luminance, both the bright white. But back to this Camaro, that's something I'm not happy to hear. And I'm about to mount the camera in the car, and we'll talk about that. So let's do that right now. We got breaking news here. So my sources gave me the cold start of the 2024 Camaro. Here it goes. Astonishing. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about the cold starts. Which one do you like better, 2022 or 2024? All right, let me throw a disclaimer out there. I have nothing against electric cars. I actually embrace them. For like a daily driver, I would drive an electric car. And I've been in cars like the Tesla Model Y and the BMW i4 M50. See, that's the problem right there, the names of these cars. Like Chevy wants to make an electric sedan and call it a Camaro. The Camaro has always been a coupe, and like I can see how Dodge did it with the Charger. The Charger started off as a coupe, but the Charger was gone for like 50 years, and when it came back, I didn't know what a Charger was. Like the older generation does, like the baby boomers, but not me. I never really seen Chargers, and if I did, I didn't know what they were because they were old and they were out of production by the time I was born. So Chevy, the Camaro, is still in production, and it's not like Chevy is lacking monikers that they could use for an electric sedan. Like I think the best name would be something like the Chevy Lumina, like luminance, electrification. Like we got that. So they also have other names on cars that sold millions of cars, like that everybody's familiar with, like the Chevy Impala, or something that has less, it holds a lot less weight, the Chevy SS. That's another sedan. They just got a bunch of sedans. Like I don't know why they want to use the Camaro. Actually, I do know why they want to use the Camaro, because Ford did it with the Mustang Mach-E. But Ford also sells the traditional Mustang alongside the Mach-E. And I don't know what Ford plans on doing with the Mustang, but it will have a manual. So I do believe it will have an internal combustion engine. They're about to release the Mustang, or reveal it, in September. So it'll most likely have a V8 engine. That's just speculation. So the Camaro, they don't need to be first to go fully electric, because Dodge, they just announced they're going to have their Hemis too. So they have the twin turbo V6 Hurricane engines that are coming out, but they will also have the Hemi. And although the Camaro's numbers are down, they don't need to go fully electrification. Like, I see what they want to do, like get a hot name, but the Camaro isn't that. And the electric cars, they're fast. They're all fast. Like, even the 9,500 pound Hummer can go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, which is faster than this ZL1. But the handling, like, that comes with a huge amount of weight. And the Camaro with this Alpha chassis, it's a light chassis. So this car is about 3,900 pounds and it handles really well. An electric car, they can make it handle well, but the weight is counterproductive making an electric car handle that well. I think the best example out there is the Porsche Taycan, because even that BMW is quick off the line, but it wasn't that fun to me. Like, it's thrilling to go 0 to 60 really fast, but it gets old. It becomes a novelty really fast. But yeah, I don't understand the naming thing. Call it something else. You got a bunch of, it's a lot of other names too. You got the Caprice, Impala, SS, Lumina. They've always had sedans, so they got a bunch in their bag. I hate when auto manufacturers copy other ones. It's something they're not used to. Like when Cadillac changed their names to alphanumerics. Like you had the DTS, STS, CTS, ATS, and now they're CT4, CT5, CT6, which was canceled. CT6 had the black wing motor. Now the black wing is a trim level for the CTS or CT5 and CT4V black wing. That's the top dog. And it just gets confusing. And the STS, ATS, it could have I think it stands for Seville Touring Sedan, DeVille Touring Sedan, Catera Touring Sedan. No clue about the ATS, but they can make it make sense in that regard. Kind of like, it's confusing, like Starbucks. I hate ordering Starbucks because I forget the names. Like you have Tall, Grande, and Venti. Venti's 20. Grande is big, Tall is tall. I always think Tall is bigger than Grande because Tall is taller, but it's big, so I digress. So the names get confusing. Like if you want to buy an electric sedan, you're not going to think like, electrification, sedan, aha, Camaro, that's what I want. No, if you want a Chevy, you'll just go to the Chevy dealership or just Google electric sedan to do that to the Camaro, which has great heritage. And there's more powertrains, like it can trickle down from the Corvette. We can use their powertrains in these Camaros. I don't want to see the Camaro go away and be an electric sedan, because if I can't get the manual, then I'm going to go electric. Like if cars don't offer, like I'm not going to get an internal combustion automatic. I'd just rather go electric. So would I buy a Chevy Camaro if it became a electric sedan? Only if nobody else made a manual. Like I would keep this, but if I had to, I would just shop elsewhere because it's not what I want. Like I understand electrification, but in my performance coupe, I don't want the electric sedan. Maybe hit me with a hybrid first. I would do a hybrid, but not full on electrification. But it's just for the Camaro. Like if they did that with the Impala, I wouldn't care, but I still want to see the Camaro live on as an internal combustion or a hybrid, even an electric at like the top trim, because we know those will be fast. But don't just go throwing the name around. Like it's not going to hold any weight. And I feel like automakers mess up with that. Like just if it's a Camaro, it should be a coupe. But the Impala only sold millions of cars, so why not use that? And it was recently taken out of production. But if it can perform, then more power to it. I'm not ready to make that jump just yet. Everybody's going electrification right now because the government kind of makes that the requirement. So I see why they're doing that, but please not with the Camaro. That's the whole thing about these cars. It's the feeling that you get. And like the Gen Xers, the boomers, like this is the cars that they grew up with. Like kind of like the Charger. It's completely different from what its roots were, even though it does have the Hemi and the performance. But you can't do this in an electric Camaro. Like that's the whole thrill of the car to me. Just to make noise, be fast. Oh, it's the whole thrill of it. Like I gotta have that in the Camaro if I'm looking for one. Whatever they decide to do, I personally think if they're gonna make it a sedan, just kill off the Camaro. Just leave us with this. Like, don't go watering it down before it has a Mach-E. Like, or just come out with the, if you have to copy what Ford did, make it a Camaro E28 or something, like, or something corny like that. Just don't take the whole car away. But what I want from Chevy, just give us what the Corvette has with the Camaro in the next generation, if you decide to do one. Like, there's already the LT2 engine, and they got the flat plane crank in the Z06, which I very seriously doubt they'll put in the Camaro, but I hope I'm wrong. And then there's going to be a hybrid with the ZR1. So if we can get any of that, I am cool. But if you make an electric sedan Camaro, then you might as well call it the Corvette then. That car has more history and heritage than the Camaro, so why not? If you're gonna bastardize the brand, call it the Corvette then. But that's my little rant on that. I'm not against electric vehicles, but you gotta make it something that people recognize. Like, nobody recognizes a Camaro sedan unless I could see if they were coming back from, like, when the Camaro went away in 2002 and came back in 2010. If it came back as a sedan like the Charger to go toe to toe, I would have been fine with that. But they didn't. It came back as a coupe, and they did have coupe forms of the Camaro, and they actually do sell the Lumina in other markets. It came back as there was a Chevy SS Pontiac G8. There was a Chevy Lumina in Africa. Like, they still made that car. It's just not in the States, but the name was still there. And they brought it on as a PPV, as a police vehicle, as the Chevy Caprice here. So I see those from time to time. But end rant. That's what we got on the electric Camaro. They can make it perform. Like, when GM puts their mind to something, they can and will do it and go above and beyond, and they can lead the market in that. But please, as a Camaro, like, I'm a huge fan of the Camaro. I just don't want to see that. That's all. Now, I can understand from a business perspective, but we got other names out there. So, not going to be the dead horse. Going to leave y'all with that. Let me rush to Burger King before they stop selling breakfast, and I'll take you all out at the garage. Back home with breakfast for the family. So, let me know what you guys think. Are you excited about an electric Camaro? I know some people actually are, but because I'm not against tech. I actually love tech, but I don't want my Camaro to be electric just yet. Kind of like Subaru did with the STI, which that was high up on my list of cars to get. Then they canceled the whole car. They're like, oh, we're just gonna do an electric STI. I don't want that. No, I gotta look at a WRX, and the STI was just, I don't know. The STI did it for me, not the WRX. Not to say it's a bad car, but I want an STI. But I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Let me know what you think of the electric Camaro versus the internal combustion Camaro. What you want to see from the Camaro. That's it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, browse the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.